And there it is. So depending on where you're at right now, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. For I don't have a lot of people that watch me, so the bulk of those are from North America, and right now it's on the west coast of North America it's late, and on the east coast of North America it's tomorrow. So for my people that would normally be watching, most likely be watching, I'm sorry, this is just kind of the best time for me. For people in Europe, it's morning, and actually, I have a trivial number of viewers in general, so with my European group is even more trivial, I guess. But I appreciate you, and it's morning, so if you're out there, give a shout out, and thank you for joining. And for those of you in Asia, depending on where in Asia, it could be anywhere from afternoon to, well, I guess even late morning to evening. And so thank you for joining in. Now, what I talked about before in a post was that I'm not going to do the Into the Breach series, either the vanilla or the modded one, in live streams anymore. Live streams are just too problematic, and if I'm trying to do some type of serious or worthwhile content, it's hard, especially when I want to try to make stuff, like do a simulcast where I'm recording locally and recording wherever, streaming. It was just a mess. So we're not doing that. Now, we are in Hytale, and this is in yet a third world that I never showed you before. In the worlds I have, I had the vanilla one, I had the modded one, and this is the one that I call experimental, because this is the one where I actually spend most time goofing around and seeing how stuff works. And so I think much of today's live stream, I'll be showing you the stuff I've got going around here, what I've been doing, why I've been doing it, pointing out what mods enable it, and just giving you the whole tour and stuff. Normally, if we hadn't, once we get that out of the way, then I'll just play the game. And at any point through this thing, if you have questions, you have comments, if you got whatever, yell it out, spit it out. This is as much of a goof around session as anything else. In fact, it's probably more of a goof around session than anything else. So with that said, let me give you a little tour. Now, obviously you don't start in a farmhouse, and where I actually started, I started in the typical little semi-cave thing, and this is all that remains of it. This is the very, very, very back end of it. I think the spawn is like right about here, and the front door would have been about here. But I made a farmhouse. Now, normally I would build a castle, but I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? There's no hills. It's not really castle making place, and besides, I was making castles everywhere else, so I decided to make a farmhouse. Now, to give you an idea, there's some limitations in vanilla, right? So I started with this, right? This, I was using the birch wood, and that would allow me to match the roof with the wall. It kind of got me to where I wanted to be, but once you find clay, and the problem is I haven't found enough clay, but once you find clay, you can go to something like this, and especially when the sun comes up, when you get some better light, I think this looks awesome. This looks great. I just regret that it requires clay, and clay is something I can't make, I have to find, but this is how this is turning out. Now, you still have the problem where the roof meets the wall. You see, I've got this little jagged line here, and I hope they fix that at some point. But yeah, now this is something I want to show you. once I got this far, right? Once I've got the clay pieces here and then the major beams, I think this looks sharp. But you see, they have these ornate wooden pieces, and I'm thinking of like trying to put those in here because if you ever watch like Walt Disney's Pinocchio, right? Walt Disney, Geppetto's a carver, and he's got a house something like this, but the beams are all carved something like this, and I think if I do some or all of these with different types of ornate carved pieces like this, it could look really, really sharp, I think. Anyway, put a pin on that one for now. We'll get back to it. Now, what I also did was I leveled out and expanded the area around the house, and I've been planting trees. Now, for whatever reason, I have no idea why, these trees are all spaced exactly the same distance apart. And yet, for some of these trees, that's no problem whatsoever. And for others, that, for whatever reason, they will not grow up. They just want to be Toys R Us kids. And that just bugs the living snot out of me. I don't know how. I don't know why it's like that. It just is. Now, I've spent considerably more time in this world than I have both the Into the Breach and Into the Modded Breach. In fact, more time than both of those added together by a long shot. And I've collected some trees, right? So these are cedar trees, and I've got some dry wood trees, and there's the beeches over there, and there's birches. Now I've also got a little orchard going here. So I've got apples, and I've got pears, and I have oranges. Now these come from, I believe the mod is High Farm or High Farming. I had no cubes. I had a lot of no cube stuff. I had the bakery one, the orchard one, the tavern one. I got rid of all of them. The baking one, I got to a point where I just trying to update the first level of their. I think it was the bread oven, and I couldn't because it wouldn't recognize regular bread as regular bread, and you need regular bread as a prerequisite to upgrade. So that was bad. And then I had to get rid of the orchard one because to go to tier 3 with the orchard bench, I needed 5 apricots. But the problem is I couldn't get 5 apricots because I can't get an apricot tree until I have a tier 3 bench. So there's a circular reference, and I can't go any further. So eventually, I just got rid of it. Now, that being said, I have a pretty, the high farming one adds a bunch of stuff. Like this all right here, this is all vanilla, right? But over here, this starts vanilla, but then we've got, from high farming, we have beets, we've got pineapples, pumpkins are vanilla. They gave me watermelons, and they gave me strawberries, tomatoes, peppers, and cotton are all vanilla, but I'm pretty sure, and I think rice, onions, and potatoes are all vanilla too. So there's that. I have another mod that lets me grow flowers and mushrooms. And once I get past level 8 bench, I'll be able to grow crystals. Now that's important because in the vanilla game you use crystals at the higher levels for potions and stuff. One of the things I have a problem with though is I know the petals are renewable, but I don't think crystals are. And I don't like the idea of creating consumables from a limited resource, right? I think consumables should come from infinite resources or renewable resources. Now, they might be pain in the butt to renew resources, but I think they definitely need to be renewable. But like I said, I need to get to level 8 in the farming bench for that. And if you haven't gotten that far, level 8 requires sallow wood, and sallow wood is in what is the Forbidden Zone or whatever it is, the volcanic regions, which and they're very, very rare, and that's proving to be a problem. Now, vanilla will let me tame animals now, so I got chickens, I have sheep, I have a cow that's masquerading as a sheep, and I have cows. I also have a horse who's in the barn. I'll get to the barn in a second. But the problem is I can get feathers and poop from these guys. I can get wool and poop from these guys. I was able to get milk from these guys, but now I can't, and I don't. They haven't changed the vanilla game, so something changed in the mod that prevents me from milking these guys. Otherwise, that's good. And as you saw in the current pre-release, the coops will recognize chickens again. Right now, I'm not getting eggs from these guys, so that's kind of a hassle. This is the barn I created. I haven't done anything with the inside of it. Now, the problem with the barn is when you use these long pieces, 2 blocks high or 2 blocks long, they don't give you a good eave like the regular diagonal pieces. So I get these weird artifacts, and that's not cool. There he is. I got a horse. He's pretty cool. I haven't done anything with this, obviously, so that's why it looks like a miniature golf course in here. A nice green floor. I want to build stalls and stuff. Maybe it's something we'll get to today. So here's the house. Like I said, I built the house. And, oh yeah, I got a wish. It's a wishing well, but it's actually an infinite water source. So this is actually the back door. I think I showed you the front door where we got this cool looking statue with the 5-leaf clover. Well, let's go in the front door then. Like civilized folks. Haven't done much with the front room yet. Experimented with carpets, right? Both of these are from the Macaw's carpets. This is a fireplace. Big fireplace. I think this is an antique couch from Violet's Furniture. Antique dressers also from Violet's. Let's start over here. This is the kitchen, and there's a bunch of mods running around in here. This is high farming mod. You can see that up there in the label. This is vanilla. This is from the Salmakia kitchen furniture. And this stove is actually the same as the chef's stove, right? If I click on it, I can create stuff just like I could with the chef's stove. Except it's smaller. That's nice. They've also got some nice decorations. And they give me all these cabinets. And the cabinets are, in fact, storage, too. So is the sink, actually. Or I thought it was. Nope. Okay. I wonder if I can use this to get water. Nope. Towels. They also give me a refrigerator. So I put my perishables in the refrigerator. There we go. Now, I think I showed you in Into the Breach Modded, this is my repair chest. And you can, if something is, has lost some durability, you can throw it in the repair chest, and over the course of time, it will heal. Now, that just went up a point. Obviously, something that has a lot of durability that's really, beat up, it'll take a really long time. Which is one of the reasons why I have 4 thorium picks, because usually I'll get 2 pretty badly used up and then I'll run around with the other 2. I will leave that in there for now. I've showed this to you in Into the Modded Breach. This is, I can throw stuff into storage or pull stuff out of storage with this interface right here, which is pretty darn cool. When I come in from an adventure, I can run right over here, empty my pockets, and then go right back out. These are antique wardrobes, but I have a mod that's making wardrobes into storage containers, and antique wardrobes look pretty cool in here. This one is my fruits, vegetables, and mushrooms, and this one is finished products and buckets, basically. And then there is the shop. Now, this is from High Farming. You can sell most, well, I think all the vanilla produce and all the stuff that comes from this mod for money, right? And then you can use the money to upgrade the workbench or to buy other things. So like these guys have moved all the eternal seeds off of the regular farming bench in here. So you'll have to buy these with gold coins. Also, you can buy other stuff. You can buy like batteries or iron tools, shears. So that's nice, right? You can also buy a tractor. I haven't bought a tractor yet. Don't really have a use for one, except possibly as a form of transportation. We'll see. While I'm here, I've gotten all the adamantite stuff, including weapons and bows. So, you know, that's nice, I guess. Along with that, this is the packing crate. So they added the ability to take the produce and put it into crates, and crates sell for slightly higher than the regular produce. So there's that. I haven't done almost anything upstairs. I mean, I haven't even finished the stairwell. So up here, I got a bed. I have a mostly finished fireplace, and that is it. So not much there. However, we go down to the basement. We go down to the basement. We've got storage, right? I grabbed basically an item frame mod that I think it's called item frames. So I could use that to kind of show what's in these wardrobes. And of course, the wardrobes are lots of storage. Good stuff. Now, I showed you like into the modded breach and into the breach, I was going to build central storage and then build workshops around it. And that's what I've done here. So first of all, here's my recycler. It's got the pipes, so I could put stuff in here. They'll get in here, come in here, get recycled, and come out here. The problem is the pipes sometimes stop working, and to get them working again, you got to basically go toggle their in and out states. But this is the one that's most problematic. I have to change these probably at least once a session, sometimes more. This is the workbench. In here, this is basically clothes, armor, personal equipment, right? So I've set the pipes up here too. They are slightly more stable for the furnace, and they are very stable for the tanning rack. But same idea here, right? So I have a bunch of fuel already set up here, and when this starts using fuel will get pulled out of this into here. Now, likewise, if I put stuff in here to smelt, it will pop in here, and I have to turn the smelter on, but finished stuff comes out here, like that. So, it's pretty cool. It's temperamental, but, you know, who isn't or what isn't? Same thing here. Do we have... Yeah, I got some finished stuff. I have... This one's upgraded all the way. This one's upgraded all the way. This is Violet's clothes one, and it's always upgraded. This one I'm saving up for. I'm going to need a bunch of cobalt and a whole bunch of heavy leather, which we don't have yet. I have another one of these down here, so after stuff's done processing, I can just throw it in storage. Easy peasy. You go over here, this is the biggest workshop, right? This is basically blocks, furniture, that type of stuff. So, Macaw's furniture bench, the vanilla furniture bench, Macaw's light bench, Macaw's carpet bench, his windows bench, the boat bench, which... yeah, that's we'll get the boats. It's a mess. This one is from immersive masonry. This one's immersive carpentry. This is my cobble bench, which I still don't have running yet. I'll show you why. The builder bench, Macaw's path bench. I use these a lot. In fact, if you look at my backpack, I need to take those out. I actually carry extra copies around. So I carry a workbench and these two builder benches with me, so that when I do remote building, it's readily available. Here's a door bench from a cause. This is for immersive statues, statue bench, Violet's furniture bench, and that's all that stuff. Now, I have places for new workshops or whatever if we ever get there. This is the Arcanist bench and the Alchemist bench, potions and other magical doodads. Haven't really done much in here yet. A little intimidating. Now, let me show you something. If we go down one more level, I've got a teleporter network set up. Right now it's only got 2 destinations. And this is where I'll put the, I forget what they call it, but basically the ancient gateway or something like that. It's where you go into instanced dimensions, for lack of a better term. And the final stop is deep down. Now I've built stairs that go down, and I have places to add new levels. So there's 1 new level, there's 2 new levels. Here's 3 new levels. Quattro. Cinco. Seis. Siete. And don't worry about that, because down here at Ocho, level 8, we actually hit ground level. We can come out. Now, what I've started to do here, this is a great place to come down here and start hunting, farming for the whatever the red cloth scraps, red linen, whatever they call it. I actually threw a bunch of water down. That was a lava pool, and I'm tempted to do the same thing over here. There is a bridge which I kind of patched up here that runs down there. You have to be careful. You spend much time down here and toads start appearing and everything. But I think this is a fantastic place for farming. So what I've started to do is I've started to build a platform. Then I'll build fortifications. And then this is like what I do in the Nether. I colonize it. I'll start building infrastructure and all that so that I can come down here and gather whatever bits I need or travel in peace. And the stairs go further on, but like there's this level, which is just, it's under the other level. And then I am close to another level yet, but I haven't finished it. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. There we go. Now I gotta run all the way back up. I'm half tempted to put a teleporter down here. But we'll see. So now that's pretty much the house. Let me show you. Well, let's get me back to civilization here, and then I'll show you the map where we've gone, and some stuff I've discovered about the map and map mods and stuff. Here we go. So if I call up the map, I have some map mobs. So like what I've started doing is starting marking unexplored caves, and I'll mark them when they're explored. I went south and I went north. Now what you can see here, you can see there's like little islands outside this. If you look closely, this is actually a circle. Even though I have the mod that removes the fog of war, vanilla still has a limit of how much they'll show. Now this, you can see, we're seeing these because there are map markers here, and so it's gonna show an area around the map marker. In a minute, we're gonna use our teleporter and go down like this. Yeah, this is one of my teleporters, and this is the other one. When I go down to my teleporter, we'll look at the map again, and you'll see that it'll start filling all this in, and you'll see all the area I've explored. You just can't see it all at once for some reason. And in true Hytale fashion, I haven't gone very far west or east because technically there's not a whole lot of reason to, because the east and west is just like the middle, right? But we will. But let me show you what those look like. So let me go in here and here. So I went. Okay, so this place is I call it Anchorage because it's in the north, right? And here's a boat. So let me get in the boat. We'll go there in a second, but this is where I built my other transporter. Here, let me give you the full experience. It looks better at night too because you get the green light or whatever. But it looks like a little Greek temple we found or something. Pretty cool. And then you can see there's something here. It's on one of the Forgotten Lands, Forbidden Lands, whatever you want to call it. This is very much a project that's still in progress. So I built this, obviously. It looks very cool at night. Because everything over here is red and glowing, I used the blue lights, which are from another mod, which is the reason why I need more crystals, to help make it stand out. And then what I've done is, and this is modded, but it is survival mode. So I dug all this out and built all this. And once I get down here, like if we look at the map now, you remember how it wouldn't show you this stuff up here? In fact, it's still fleshing it out. Well, it's fleshing out now, the underground map, but you can see I've explored up here. And yes, there is an underground map. If we zoom in, we can see that at this level, which is why I stopped, this is that underground area where you find Jurassic Park, basically. Part of the problem we have is when I'm digging down here, there's kind of a carnivorous plant type creature that keeps popping up and giving me grief. It spawns right on top of me and I gotta kill it. So, and here we are in the underground jungle. And I'm pretty sure that right there is a velociraptor, that moving light. Haven't been down in here yet. Not yet. Okay. So this is Anchorage. Let me take you to the other one. There is, the thing is we've only begun to scratch the surface. I think modded-Hytale at the moment gives us very much a sneak peek at what vanilla could be or will be. Oh yeah, the water's really deep here. There's nothing down here that's going to hurt you except going down deep underwater. I take that back. There is, occasionally I find some skeletal dudes walking around down there. Which is kind of disconcerting, but anyhow, these boats are. So I've had. Actually, I think I have the other boat mod still active. There's this boat mod, and there's another boat mod I had, and they are both. They both work, but they both have their problems. Now, this one, it's temperamental. Like when you get in the boat, right? It almost always starts sinking and you need to pull it back up. It's kind of a pain to drive. I actually wound up accidentally having the boat too close to land and jumped in the boat, and then I was stuck in the environment and I tried to get out of it, but I didn't know where it was going, and I wound up parking it in a lava flow, which did nothing to the boat, but it killed me. So, and for the record, that's still the one I chose over the other boat mod. So, yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to set this to Sietch Tabor, which is, if you know your Dune, it's where Paul Atreides hung out with the Fremen. And so here we are. Excuse me. Here we are in the... That's a camel. I think it's a camel. Yeah, it's a burning camel. So you can see, have another boat, right? And in fact, now that we're here, we can look. It's expanding, but you can see all the places I've been down here. I've been looking for those sallow trees. They're telling me that they're like, look for light yellow, greenish areas in forbidden lands. But yeah, I'm not finding them. Now, what I did here, when I chose this spot, you can see there's an oasis. Man, that guy's making a lot of noise. And so if we come down here, here is the oasis. Pretty cool. Usually there's a bug up there. Scared that will attack. And that's essentially my world, the area that I've created, right? Or whatever. So that's like the full tour. Most of the stuff is as upgraded as I can get it, which means it's generally either fully upgraded or it's up there a little bit. Now, this one's going to be tough. I need to get some cobalt and I need to get some heavy leather. Heavy leather will be relatively easy to get. I mean, they're both relatively easy to get. Just need to spend some time doing the getting. It looks like it's getting dark out there already. Yep. Most of these are already eternal seeds, so let me show you something. So farming, I don't do a whole lot of farming now unless there's some reason I want to, because you know these are greater essence of life. Each of these is 100 of these, right? And I've got 115 of those. So yeah, you do the math. That's a lot. And this is my wallet. You know, for the high farming thing, they give you the coins, and I've maxed out the bench, and I still have tons of cash. I mean, I could buy a couple tractors or whatever. At the moment, I just don't feel compelled to do that. This is a sickle from the same mod. I can put that away. Oh, let me show you one more other thing. The reason I haven't done anything with my cobble generator. The cobble generator requires 10 fire essence, which I got oodles of those, and 10 water essence, which I don't have any of those. And, you know, man, they got a little convention going over there. We'll take care of that in a second. And the problem was, if you go online, there's all sorts of people talking about where they get water essences, and people are saying, oh, you get them from this mob, you get them from that mob. And I never did. The only place that I've been able to find them is from fishing traps. So I built this bridge out here, threw some fish traps out here, and I think I've gotten a grand total of 2 maybe so far. So yeah, it's not a fast process. So I love the question marks. Excuse me. So some other things that I've been doing is in the course of my exploring, I run into the Outlanders a lot. And the thing with Outlanders, I don't know if you've encountered them. You tell me if you would agree with this assessment. Individually, they can pack a fair punch, but they're kind of delicate, right? I mean, which is good because usually you don't fight one, you usually fight several at a time. So there you go. You know, these void creatures, they seem to be a lot tougher than the Outlanders. But then again, most of the time I'm only fighting one void creature at a time. So we need thorium. I think I heard a skeleton or something out here. Another thing about No Cube's Orchard mod is these are from High Farming. Well, not the apple trees. Apple trees are vanilla. But the High Farming guys took the apple tree and they duplicated it for pears and oranges. In fact, you can see that their pears are still called mature apples. But if you pick them, they actually show up as pears. But you pick them individually. And with No Cube's Orchard, what would happen is the tree would fill with fruit, and then you would actually pick the tree, and you would get 1 to 3 fruit, right? So it made it was even more annoying to try to save up for the next tier, because that's where you're getting them. But anyway, so I'm keeping up appearances, and here we go, grabbing some citrus. So, Orange, you glad that I took the time to do that? Oh, it's late. I'm punchy. Sorry. Got my Bocot right here. B-O-C-O-T. Big old cup of tea. So let's go put this stuff away. And then we also, I started, working on roads. Oh, yeah. Let me show you that. So I can do it 2 ways. I can throw the fruit in here, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if I do it this way, it's just faster. Faster. And we can make, do I have a fancy fish? Nope, just regular old fish. And these are duckweed, which it's not going to get me much. I can make salt though. That'll get me 20 salt, I think. No, 25 salt. Though I got plenty of salt. More than I need. I don't know what to do with the duckweed. I don't know if it's going to be useful. So we have a mod for that, right? JEI and duckweed, and a whole lot of nothing you can do with it. Doesn't necessarily mean it will always be that way, so I think I might go put it away, because you never know, it might turn out to be the single most important item in the game in 3 months. So there we go. Yeah, I've, been squirreling away everything I find, so I have oodles of everything. Okay, we are good to go. Let's go. Oh yeah, I put the, I think it was the hoe. Yep, it's all fixed now, so we can take it. So we're going for thorium, eh? So that's this way. Something else too. You see, I got wolves. I didn't have wolves for a long time. I had a mod in here. I think it was called More Animals or More Abundant Animals. I don't remember exactly, but the point of the mod was that it made all the regular animals much more common. They were all over the place, which was nice. Since you couldn't tame them, you needed them. But the problem I had was that, according to the mod, it didn't do anything with the wolves or the bears. But in fact, it did. There was fewer bears and there was no wolves whatsoever. So I got rid of it. So I got wolves now. Now, I was reading the pre-release notes, and it looks like wolves are going to start working in packs now. I mean, they usually come out in pairs now. But, yeah. Okay, so we want heavy leather. So while we're running around out here, we're going to keep on the lookout for mossbacks and bears. I've gone through here a million times. That's a skeleton house or POI or whatever. And those look like boars. And I marked this one. So what you do, WP, and we'll say add a waypoint, make it red. This one, unexplored. Now if we look at the map, I got another cave. It's unexplored. So should I bother marking? They even go in different directions. So oh, da, da, da. And there you go. I don't know if I'm going to mark all of these right now, but this is a lot that are close together. I haven't played much in the past week. So like I was telling you, there's a bunch of those boneheads. There is a when I was working with From the Rubble and from holy moly. What was I talking about? Oh, I haven't played much in the last week. I was pretty annoyed. I don't, if you may or may not be aware of this backstory, but you know, I was doing Into the Breach, which was the vanilla exploration of Hytale, and I was doing that as like kind of a regular series. It was on just an ad hoc schedule, but I did it the way I do my normal series. And then when I decided to try live streaming, that's when I kicked off Into the Modded Breach. Same idea, but now I was doing it live stream. And then I was doing Into the Breach, the vanilla version live stream. And it was way more trouble than it's worth. And I had lots of problems, technical issues, some operator issues. But in the end, I was like, oh, this is not worth it. So I haven't abandoned those. I was just really annoyed and I quit playing them for a little bit. But I will continue those, except they're now back to a regular series. You know, we're not going to live stream them. And that's where, but I still like the idea of live streaming. So I figured I would just kind of experiment with the live stream. So I figured I will just kind of start working my way through random games, playing whatever worlds I happen to have, or maybe starting new worlds, whatever, and just see who signs on, who participates, what they think. You know, just have fun with it, right? So we'll see how it goes. Now, what I did start this week was you can run through there and not get hurt. They had a sale for Nightingale, which is kind of an open world builder RPG, and but it was on a big sale. I mean, it was on my list. A friend of mine showed it to me, and I thought, wow, I'd really like to try this. And then they made it for like $5, and I was like, whoa, okay. So I've been playing that a lot this week, and I really enjoyed it. I really like what they're doing. What is this? Oh, this is papyrus or something, which is kind of weird. Oh, winter reeds. Okay. I was gonna say, isn't that in something they have in the desert? How you doing there, pal? Yeah, wow. How do they? That's some reach. I didn't get all the way over here. Yeah, I hear you. Holy smokes, I knocked stuff off over. This is. What am I carrying? Excalibur? Okay. I'll take it. I will take it. We can use a fiber. Keeps you regular. It's supposed to keep you regular. There's a snake down here. Bugger off. If you even try it, you're dead. Okay. How many big hides do we have? We got 6. That's a good start. Nice. What in the world? Okay. Holy smokes. If you're not familiar with Nightingale not only is, like I said, it's open world survival RPG. It's interesting. It's a so those are Outlanders, and that's just a regular old skeleton. Well, kind of a cold skeleton. Nightingale is set in a parallel Earth, and it is kind of like a magical steampunk. So you definitely have the steampunk aspect, but it has elements of the Fae, of magic in it. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, I might be running around out here in the hills, and I want to make sure that the playground is clear of traps. Oops. Okay. Green petals. Got stuff I don't necessarily want. Okay. Now, if you haven't played against the Outlanders, they not only do they have a tendency to gang up on you, a big chunk of that comes from the fact that they pay attention to each other. If you hit one, you're likely to bring several with you, or toward you. Like that guy. Huh. I thought for sure he's going to bring a bunch of guys after me. Somebody's on fire. An obvious leader type there was. Hey, I do not want to be down here. I want to be up here. Hold this for me. Oops. I just threw my sword away. Where is it? Where? And now I'm hurting. Now I'm hurting. Is he still running? Did I pick my sword back up? No. Well, this is going to get ugly real fast. I hope he doesn't pick it up. There it is. Right where it's completely useless to me. Uh-oh. Wow, that went south really fast. Getting a sword fight with some with your bare hands. Oops. There's a skeleton up there. Interesting. Okay, let's just run down here and grab stuff real quick. There's some pigs. Stuff's on fire. Nobody's coming after me, so let's go take a look at this chest. I'll take that. An ice log. I'll take that. Heard something interesting out here. There's a moose. Oh. Yeah. You're cool. Well, that's not very helpful. It's been a good run for fiber, but that's about it. Ooh. Did I look at this already? You can't make those, and I think they're pretty useful for making fireplaces, you know, immersive ones at least. It's looking kind of dead in here. Literally. I did not mean to do that. Uh-oh. Somebody noticed. Who's popping caps at me? These are bars? Somebody up there on the hill? Bird nest. Can't do anything with it, though. If it was green hell, you'd want to grab that for kindling. Start fires. This goes pretty deep down. Okay. Let's That's interesting. Okay. I will tell you, running around in Hytale has spoiled me. You know, I still have a modded Minecraft episode I need to finish editing, and you know, I'm running around in Minecraft, staring at walls like this, going, can't jump, and it's like, yep, you got spoiled. Okay, let's try to find some thorium. Well, hold on. Why is my backpack all empty? Like all the stuff that should be in the backpack isn't. It's bizarre. Okay. So we're going to mark this one is unexplored, but we're going to explore it, so that might take care of itself. Let's see, add waypoint. And there we go. Let's check this out. Holy moly, this is a deep cave system. Whoa! Squeeze me? I didn't attack you, I just walked by you. He took a chunk out of my butt there. Let's see. I don't know how. So, no. Yes. Let's come down a little bit. So one of the mods that I'm running isn't really a mod. It's a configuration for re-shader, and generally I like it. I think it makes my Hytale look more like my Minecraft as far with the shaders running. The one thing I'm on the fence about is that it does make the darkness a whole lot darker, which, seriously, that's dark. That darkness is supposed to be dark. That's the whole point, right? So so it is certainly darker, I'll tell you that. And you know, they with the update 3, they've and you can see it up here, right? Like I was just grabbing this in the slate. It's cracked slate, but it's got little signs that thorium can, I mean, no, not thorium, cobalt can be found here. Now this is all you have to look for. So it's made it a lot easier to find minerals, and I don't think that was necessarily something that needed to be done. Wow. Holy. I do not think that guy is really that powerful. Which, going back to what I was saying a minute ago about the mod or the configurations, I think called atmospheric or atmosphere, and I think reshader sometimes causes some lag even on a local server, right? There are a lot of rats down here. That's a bat. That's a rat. Whee! And a mine. Okay, this ought to be interesting. Whoa. That scared me. It startled me. How about that? So, we've got a little bit of inventory space. well, I guess the mine doesn't continue this way. It's probably not much of a mine. It doesn't really go anywhere this way. Okay. A door to nowhere, pretty much. Huh. So, that's the whole shebang. I think, did I see you? No. I wasn't gonna hurt you. Just wanted to see what's over here. There we go. I've got this stuff. So it's been a good run for thorium. That's good. Exactly how good of a run? Let's see. 17. I think I need 20 or 30, so this is the type of lag I'm talking about with the reshader. I think maybe I need to. I do like the effect when I'm out in the daylight a lot, but I didn't realize I left a potion bottle here. Let's go for it. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Holy moly. It has been a good thorium run. I mean, a cobalt run. I don't know why I keep saying thorium. I know the difference between the two. They really don't look... They're both cool colors. I mean, not cool as in rad, but cool as in, you know, as opposed to hot. Well, it doesn't really clear things up, does it? It does. Let's see. This is... Whoa! Real easy to get lost in here. Or fall. I don't want to go there. It's got ice and a drop. That is a bad combination. Kind of like Cool Ranch and peanut butter. That is a bad combination. Let's see. When leaving torches like breadcrumbs, you want to kind of put them so that if you're at one, you can see back to the last one. What is this? Bone spine. Okay. Oh. That helps. Ooh. Seriously. It didn't look like a hole in the floor. It obviously is a hole in the floor. Am I stuck here? Why can't I get... Oh. Now it looks like a hole in the floor. Yeah, whatever. See? Oh, the ice is breaking. That's what the problem is. That's the first time I ran into that. I don't like it, but it's the first time I ran into that. Cracked ice trap. Yeah, okay, whatever. This is not cracked ice. No, this is blue ice. See, man, I did it again. See, cobalt here and here. So, I don't know if anybody's on, but if you are, why don't you just throw a hello in the chat, let me know where you're from, what time it is where you're at. Probably late or early, depending where you're at. That was another good run right there. There's a bunch more up here. Oh, I don't know about a bunch. Yeah, not a bunch. But, you know, there's still a lot of this soil here. So sometimes if I feel like there might be more, I go digging, but clearly there's no more. So we got a rat down here. We had a rat down there. I don't like the fact that I can't pick that up. I don't like the fact that I can't knock down torches with my sword. I'll just lose that one. Any more traps? Ice, blue ice. Okay, it's fine. I saw. Yep. Work my way back out. We have enough cobalt. I will show you how the there it is. How the processing goes. Is this not high enough? What? There we go. I see what's going on. I think it's the reshader issue. I came in here from what direction? I could have... They don't take away torches, do they? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This might be... So I'm pretty sure... There we go. There we go. That's what happens if you put your... you get used to putting your torches in a certain frequency and you don't stick to your own rules. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's much quicker to run home than to run all the way up here to Anchorage. Call out to those of you living in Alaska. Seward's Folly. Pretty sure we bought Alaska from the Russians for $6 million. Secretary of the Interior pulled that deal off. And his name was Seward, and everyone said it was Seward's Folly. That's all that country's way too far north. It's not useful. There's nothing there but big drop. Nothing there but you know, pine trees and moose. And you know, so they said, but I believe Alaska is the only state in the United States that doesn't have an income tax, and in fact pays a tax dividend to every one of its residents. The money comes from the well, I don't know if they still do this, but I mean, last I heard they did. So they don't have an income tax. In fact, everyone gets a check from the state once a year. So here's your part of the oil revenue the state made. So not bad for $6 million. Yeah, and plus it is teeming with life and resources. It's I've never been to it. I fell in love with Alaska in 6th grade when I had to do a report on Alaska. Never been there though. Now I live in the Pacific Northwest, which is very Alaska-like, I guess. And so I have some idea what it's like. In fact, we were in British Columbia just last weekend. I always enjoy my visits to British Columbia. If you've, I mean, I've also been to Saskatchewan, Alberta, and stuff, and those aren't necessarily. Well, Saskatchewan isn't necessarily the border province of Canada, but I still really liked it there. And I do think there is a rugged beauty to the prairies, but British Columbia, boy, it's postcard perfect, really. I mean, and I've said this before. Oh gosh, Rudy, I've said this before too. I'll say it again. Canada is not perfect, right? You pick any problem, right? You've got racism and drug abuse and homelessness and poverty, and sure, pretty much everywhere you go on the planet has some of that, and you know, British Columbia has its fair share, but we're coming there from the United States, specifically the Seattle area, and so while they definitely have some of that in British Columbia, and in absolute terms, those might be some terrible numbers. In relative terms, compared to the United States, and specifically the Seattle area, it's a garden spot. So, you know, and yeah, they have people who are mean to each other, and their politics can be dysfunctional sometimes. But again, compared to what's going on over here, It's a no-brainer. You gonna come across the water? Okay. So, buzz off. I got some more salt. I don't want more salt here. What was that? That's junk. And that's a dead fish. And that's a seashell. And that must have been salt because I don't see where it dropped. That's a dead fish. Oh, it's a dead fish. There's 2 dead fish. And another seashell or something. Yay! Okay. So that was a pretty good run. Now, I put lights out here just, you know, because it's better. But, you know, these mushrooms really light up at night. So they're very pretty as well. Everything pops out here. Now watch. Already have it. Already have it. Already have it. Already have it. The salt we'll deal with. Already have it. And there you go. Since we're back home, we can go ahead and throw some of this stuff into the repair bin. Why is that there? Let that start chewing. We can make our salt. So I have too much salt. I need to start making something with the salt. Or throwing it away. Now, come down here. Let's see if our pipes are still working or if I have to reset them. So, the furnace, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw my cobalt up here, and you can see the numbers are already going down because it's coming in here. So we turn this on. That should be working just fine. Let's see if this one's working. Oh. Oh, hold on. I don't want to open the tanning rack. I want to open this chest, right? And it looks like it's working. Hopefully the output comes into here. So all that's working as expected. I didn't realize I still have this meat here, so that goes into the refrigerator upstairs. It's just that those little quality of life things really make the game more enjoyable. Now, I mean, we're far enough along into this that there's a crazy number of mods out there. And, you know, there's mods out there that will totally abstract stuff away, right? Like the mods that take away all durability. I hate durability as a game mechanic, but I'll leave it in because, you know, the game. I'm trying to kind of experience the game as the game designers try to intend it, so I'll take the durability hit. But then there's the repair ones. That say, we'll leave the durability in, but like every time you go to the workbench, we automatically repair everything. Like I said, I don't like durability, but I don't like the instant repair at all times. You might as well just take out the durability. So that's why I used the one that repairs over time. So let's see. There. See? Stuff's coming through. So that's good. And stuff's coming through over here. These are the heavy hides, right? Yeah. So the next level of workbench over here. You know, the other thing I need is also the backpack upgrade. I got the backpack. I need this one. So I have enough cobalt. I don't have enough cinder cloth. And I need a whole lot of heavy leather. Plus, I need this upgrade too. so this is the vehicle workbench. Now, there's a mod out there that I don't want to get into tonight because it's too complicated. But if you're familiar with Minecraft and the Create mod, if you're familiar with Valkyrie Skies and Clockwork, where you introduce a full physics model and create so that you can create vehicles that work within the realm of real physics, then you understand what this mod's trying to do. It's very much the same thing. Right now, I think, yeah, I've already upgraded this thing. So in theory, I can make airships with this one. So the first level is ground vehicles. The second level will expand that to make you can make better ground vehicles, and you can make boats. And the third level will let you do airships. And we got the third level, so we can make the whole shebang. The airships are more like drones, but anyhow, haven't tried that yet, so that's maybe something we'll get into next time. I have about 40 minutes left, and I don't think 40 minutes is going to cover a mod like that from scratch, because I haven't, except for upgrading the workbench, I haven't done lickety squit with it. So yep. So now we're coming up on, what, 5 or 6 weeks since the game came out. I was playing it like a madman up front. I think I've calmed down a bit. It's not like the game's getting old or whatever. It's just I don't have any heavy leather put away. I guess not. I must use it all and upgrade someplace. Let's see. Leather is here. Yep, and that's what I did. I used it all up. You can't throw stuff into a chest unless it already has some of that stuff in it. So that's why I couldn't use put the heavy leather away that way. Anyway, I'm still enjoying it a whole lot. However, you know, there are some observations I'd like to make in that. Let's see. If you look at a map, right, you know, the desert area is an area you have to get to for your thorium. The frozen area is an area you have to get to for your cobalt. And these areas you have to go to for your adamantite. Now, I mean, we have version 3 of the world generation coming, but, you know, really what I would have liked to see is the distance between here and here, or here and here, should be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days worth of travel, right? I think this is way too close. And you know, because we have teleporters, and I obviously use the teleporters. So teleporters are incredibly convenient. But if you took the teleporters out of the game, you've just inconvenienced the player, right? As opposed to, like, if this distance was 7 or 8 game days of travel, now teleporters are more than a convenience. They're almost a necessity at that point, right? Really drive the value of those things. Plus, I think to get to the next tier, there should be a little more pain than there is now. And, you know, to that point, if you look here, I have all adamantite stuff. Now, whoop-de-doo, right? Except that I had enough material for all my adamantite gear before I even had enough to make a full set or even half a set of thorium gear. Not thorium, again, cobalt. Before I had enough cobalt to make a full suit, I had double the amount of adamantite I could do it, because those these volcanic islands, I had a boat, right? So I just go around the outer edge, and there's lots of places on the outer edge where you could totally mine adamantite in safety. I mean, the real danger out here, there's occasionally Praetorian or the other guy will walk around toward the edge and they might spot you, but the real danger is the lava. You know, sometimes there's a some adamantite or something that's really close to lava, and you might accidentally burn yourself because you're not careful. But and that's kind of my thing. Is it's like, I'm not saying the game's too easy, but progression I think is too fast in the vanilla game. Now, of course, it's early access. They're totally going to tweak this, and I think V2 World Generation. Of course, they don't even know what they're going to do with it yet. So maybe that's something they'll look at. I just noticed that they have a lot of these little loops in the rivers, right? Little U-shaped rivers all over the place. Interesting. Never really looked at the map like that. Also, I wish the biomes were bigger, right? So when I see this like this little patch, it's like a park, right? It's like, ooh, we got Autumn Park. Like, I would like to see this be one biome, right? So when you are running your several days travel from home to one of these other areas, you're going through large patches of autumn, or whatever this is, you know, the blue magical stuff, right? When I hit a glacier, you know, and that's what these are. Glaciers should be huge, big, right? That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. Of course, who knows how they'll actually do it, or they want to do it. And while we have a general idea what they're up to, we don't know all the details. And like I said, I'm not entirely sure they know all the details, because they're kind of playing it by ear. It's not a statement of them being unorganized or something. It's I think it's actually a bit of genius on their part, which is kind of give the people what they want. But to give the people what they want, they have to know what the people want. And I'm not entirely sure we know what we want. I mean, we're getting to the point where more and more people definitely have opinions and stuff, and now we're expressing them. And then the Hytale team can, you know, think about what we're saying and actually, you know, do something actionable with it. And I think that's the beauty of the approach, right? At no point did the Hytale guys say, hey, this is what we're going to do. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And I say it that way kind of tongue-in-cheek, because that is very much the Minecraft model. And I really hate drawing comparisons between the two. And some people would argue it's not fair to draw comparisons between the two. But I think in terms of just straight logic, it is fair to draw lines between the two. And I also think that it's kind of necessary to draw lines between the two. What they're doing with Hytale and what they're generally not doing with Minecraft should be the basis of conversations to everybody interested in the genre, right? And I think more and more the folks at Mojang, I think they're feeling the pressure, right? They're not acting like they used to. And I think part of it is because there is pressure either from within Mojang or from whoever Mojang reports to in the Microsoft chain of command about this is, you know, Hytale is now, I think, considered a threat. And not even if the game itself isn't considered a threat, what the game represents is a threat, right? Because this game's been out 5 or 6 weeks, like I said, and there's a mod there that will let me basically make real physics vehicles. There's a mod to do that for Minecraft, of course. It's been out for a few years now, but the thing is it took time for that to become a thing, and it's still very much an alpha. It's still pretty painful. But essentially, it has grown despite the lack of help or real support from Mojang. I mean, that's the thing. What you say about the Minecraft modding community is, Mojang hasn't completely hindered modders, right? What I'm saying is they've never really truly gone out of their way for modders. And I mean, I know that they've made they have made some of the APIs available, and they used to obfuscate references and stuff, and now they've removed all that to kind of lay bare the soul of the bones in the code. I applaud that, absolutely. But if you talk to anybody who really mods Minecraft, they'll tell you it's no picnic. It's a high learning curve. It's finicky. It's delicate and fragile. It's a pain in the butt. And I'm not saying that Hytale is super, super easy to mod, but in relative terms, it is super, super easy to mod. In some cases, a lot of stuff can be done without any knowledge of coding, right? And you can say the same thing about Minecraft, but then you're only really talking about like textures, resource packs, that type of stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is like I said before, I've gone on record before. I hope it's not necessarily I hope Hytale becomes the game or wins. What I hope is that Hytale becomes the bar against which the entire genre is judged, and that everybody strives to meet or beat the bar. And so, I mean, in the genre, you had Minecraft and then everybody else, right? And that's an asterisk, right? You don't even call anybody out by name. And now we have like Minecraft and Hytale, and I hope other games step in to where it's not everyone else, right? It's actually a competition, and everybody's bringing innovative new stuff, and the people who benefit from that are you and I, right? And this is the beauty of this whole system. Like Hytale as it is now, it only gets better, not because it sucks right now, but rather that we're so early in the process. This is when it first came out, that was as incomplete and broken as it will ever be. From then on, it only gets more complete and more polished. And it's still pretty darn impressive. I mean, there are obvious exceptions, but I'm very, very happy with it. And there's something about this world in particular, right? I'm not trying to do a grand thing or anything. I built a farmhouse, and obviously I need more clay. But with where I've gotten the clay, I'm really digging the look of this place. And the thing that floors me is that's not even modded. That's vanilla, right? And it still looks that good. So there's a lot of substance here. And going with the farmhouse, I mean, right now I'm running around. I'm yakking. But you got the calm music. You got the birds singing. I got my chickens. I have my sheep. Now I have 2 cows over here. Maybe what I need to do is I just need to put the sheep over here, since the cows seem to keep migrating over here. But it's kind of idyllic, right? It is cool. I mean, I come in here and I can feel my blood pressure dropping. Not in a bad way because I have high blood pressure, so dropping to what it should be. You might have a question about what these torches are. So one of the projects I've also kicked off is I'm building a road to the Forgotten Realms portal. So that these torches basically show where I need to build the road. Now in some cases, I thought I dug all this out. Yeah, I did dig all this out. Interesting. This is interesting. I kind of, where the path would go through like a high spot here, I kind of dug it out so that the road, it's not it's the opposite of the highway. Highway sticks up above the ground level. This would be lower. But that's all gone. This is very interesting. It's like the land has been somewhat restored back to... Oh, that's another one I've got to mark. Back to normal. Wow. Because... Okay, now this part is still dug out the way it was. I mean, what you see here is very much what I did with all this other stuff. I have no... I mean, I went through here. I took out the trees. Interesting. This is really... Of course, you would not because you're seeing this for the first time, but... Anyhow. And then the idea here is I want to actually restore all this. Now, I don't know what some of this stuff was or is supposed to do because, like, I look at this and this like, oh... Well, you probably had a bridge up there, like an aqueduct type of thing, and it's high level. But then I got this, and it's at half the level. And this doesn't have any artifact at this level. So I'm just like, okay. So maybe what I do is I ignore this and rework this to be like those at that height. Because then that, connects those. I don't know. I have to figure it out what it all means. But I think it would be an interesting project to try to restore this. You know what? So this is dug out here. But this hasn't been repaired. I repaired all this road. I flattened this out and everything. Interesting. I actually fixed this road. I fixed the road actually, and I built it all the way out to here. Even added a sidewalk and stuff to the side. So this is, it's baffling. This is this is a case for the Mystery Machine and the kids from Scooby-Doo. Now this is another one that I'm curious about. I was telling people that the Golem wasn't appearing in new games, and people said, no, he's appearing in new games, but for whatever reason, he has never appeared in front of this portal. I mean, I put torches out here now, but I mean, he didn't appear here even before that. So I don't know what's going on there. Why? Apparently, this is like the only Hytale world where the golem's not spawning all the time. Let's see. I've got 4 new ones. So 165 out of 242. The next prize is at 200. We've got all the predators. They always make hyenas look crazy, right? I mean, when we talk about negative stereotypes and tropes, we usually talk about people, but man, this has got to be toward the top of the list. They always make hyenas look crazy. Void spawn, and that's this thing is like what, a wraith, a void specter, not Phil, void. I think Phil Spector's dead now, isn't it? Quebecs, everything from the orange with eyes all the way up to this guy. And those are all the ones I have all of. But like Critter, I'm missing one. I don't know. I didn't realize to count that guy as a critter. This one. Don't know what this one is. Where is it? So this is deep water, right? And I got most of them. I'm only missing one. The avian's going to be the toughest one. I don't pay much attention to the birds, and most of these birds fly roughly at my level, right? Those are the easy to get ones. A lot of these birds are flying up high. You don't pay much attention to them, and then when you do pay attention to them, good luck, because if you try to build like a pillar of dirt to reach them or reach their area, they kind of fly away from you. So by the time you get up there, they're gone. So that's a tough one. Outland, I didn't realize that I'm almost done with Outlanders. I thought there were more of them. Where's there we go. Fresh water. So I'm only missing one fish type. Now, how did that happen? Fishing will do that. And running around in those boats. Because if these guys are swimming anywhere near the surface when I go zipping by in a boat, you get the memory. So let that be a tip to you if you're trying to get the fish. Mythic. So I have found Yetis. This thing is a wraith. Yeah. A wraith to the finish. Reptiles. Oh. So the snapdragon is considered a reptile? I thought it was a plant. Certainly has bigger teeth than your average plant, I'll tell you that. I have ran into the Velociraptor. I'm assuming this is the T-Rex. Or whatever they call it. Their version of a T-Rex. Let's see. This is one that surprised me. I've hardly seen any elementals. I don't know where they're hiding them. So this one also kind of surprises me because I would think the place is teeming with goblins, and I've seen some obviously, but not as many as I would have thought. On undead, I've only scratched the surface with these guys. A lot of variations on the theme there, but there we go. There we go. And of course, we got a lot of work in progress. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all shakes out. This is an area I don't mind being in, right? And I think, back in when they were doing the original Hytale promotional videos and stuff, I think this area was originally slated to be like a town or market square. There was like a big portal and an upper area, and then to the sides you had kind of like the same thing, but it was like buildings. And I think that's what they intended to be like for the central hub. So like maybe one of these buildings would go to one of their game servers, and this might go to one of their main servers, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what they intended. But apparently between making those videos and this thing released, somebody came up with this, and I hope they got a bonus that year or whatever, because this is cool. I mean, this is so cool. I like hanging out here, right? I mean, yeah, I this is something like here. There you go. it's practically like a screensaver, right? I don't do homework anymore, but having this up on my screen and the music playing, I could totally do homework to this, right? This is really cool. And of course, like I said, things that lower my blood pressure, I'm all over, and this is definitely one of those things. It'd be cool if we can get up there too. I'm curious, but not curious enough to figure out what happens when you fall off the edge of this thing. I'm sure you die. I just don't know what it's like. I'm not interested enough to go and do it. We're getting there. I'm feeling more and more secure. If I do it, I would probably, put all my stuff away. And then, it's just so wild. Yeah, you just like put all your stuff away and go die. Sacrifice yourself without any weapons or armor or anything, so don't lose anything. Really. Anybody out there? Anybody have any questions? Probably not. Looking at my numbers, we've got only a few views this evening, which I understand. And looking at, you take the number of views and divide by the average view time, and I monitor from my Mac, so I think I'm the only one who's been on the call for any length of time. Everyone else will tune in and then tune out, which is not disappointing. It's actually what I expected. So meeting expectations isn't necessarily always a happy thing, but it's okay. And so tomorrow night, I plan to basically do the same thing, but I'm not doing it in Hytale. Tomorrow, I want to return to Icarus. Now, I don't think I've played Icarus, since before Thanksgiving. Maybe since before, Halloween. So that'll be interesting. It's a world. Now it's vanilla Icarus. There's no mods running, but it is a solo world that I've been playing in for a while, and so it's pretty well developed, right? And what I plan to do with that one is very much like what I did here. Get in, get my bearings, because like I said, it's been a while since I've been in that one, and then give folks a grand tour, show folks what I've been working on, and then depending on the time that's left, maybe start working on the continuation of those projects. I really do. Well, first of all, I enjoy a lot of different games, but where I've obviously played quite a bit of Hytale and I've enjoyed it, Hytale was not one that was keeping me up late at night, and I was unemployed the whole time it's been out, so it didn't tempt me to call in sick or anything. But Icarus hit me hard, and I had I was playing till 2 a.m, and then I do my job hunting as fast as I possibly could so I get back to Icarus, and I was ate up, and I still only scratched the surface there, right? They have I was playing on the open world mode and in the starter map. I haven't touched any other maps, but I loved it so much that I did I did wait for a sale, but when that sale hit, I bought all the DLC that was available at the time, and I like it. I like the vibe. I wish there was a little bit more opportunity for, like, say, some complex automation. Um, I'm not talking about making another version of Satisfactory, but I will say that redstone system in Minecraft has really kind of spoiled us in a lot of ways, and the things you can do with that in Minecraft is pretty amazing, right? And again, it raises the bar for everybody else. In fact, if you want to talk about like the one place where Minecraft beats Hytale, vanilla Minecraft, that's it, right? The whole redstone concept and being able to automate stuff. Now, that being said, up until they had like the I forget what they call it, but it's essentially a automatable crafting bench and stuff. Redstone was cool and all, but there was a limited number of things you could do with it. Where things really went to town was, again, in the modded space, and that is really where some of the most impressive work is. And I truly believe the culmination of that is the create mod. I'm not usually like a fanboy for like political parties or celebrities or anything like that, but it's hard for me to not sing the praises of the create mod and the crew who put that together. That's just phenomenal. And as we discussed, since it is such a pain in the butt to do anything for Minecraft, the fact that they were able to do that much with it just makes their accomplishment all that much more impressive. Really great stuff. Yeah, and as I said before, I can't play vanilla Minecraft anymore. And if I'm going to play modded Minecraft, I can't think of any scenario where I would play modded Minecraft and not have the create mod. That's just the way it is, and that's probably music to their ears. It would probably be more musical to their ears if that earned them money somehow. But yeah, and this is going to be interesting. So Mojang has really pushed hard on Bedrock Edition, and of course that's, I think, primarily because they have the marketplace, and that's earning money, right? So they want to continue investing there, but you can't abandon Java Edition, and that's where the majority of their modding community lives, and the add-ons go on. Now, where we go with Hytale, Simon has said that he's not going to charge modders anything for 2 years. Now, that's all he says. So he doesn't say at 2 years he is going to start charging people, or after 2 years he, if he's not charging then, he'll never charge again. He said 2 years. That's kind of like a decision point, and it'll be interesting to see what happens, right? Because as things stand now, it has been a phenomenal boom for the modding community, and if they start charging, modders start charging, and then Hytale starts taking a big cut, and I don't think they'll take a big cut, but I'm hypothesizing here, that could really put a drain on the modding community. So, we'll have to see. It's all conjecture, and well, normally the conjecture is about what is the grand plan, because you're pretty sure they have one. And here we know that the grand plan, such as it is a lot of hand wavy, smoky and mirror type stuff. Because Simon will be the first to tell you, we have ideas, we're still working through them. And when he says working through them, it's not even just like, yes, we are going to implement this. It's like, yes, we're going to look at this and see if we should implement this, right? That's a very different statement. And and again, this is folks playing Hytale talking about it. Seeing what the modders come up with. Modders even emulating each other, trying to come out with better and better versions. Nothing wrong with that. And it all spurs the conversation. It spurs innovation. And again, for us who aren't in the modding community, for those of us who just want to play the damn game, that's a good thing, right? It's going to bring more mods and content your way. It's gonna the competitive factor is gonna help make that higher quality content, more interesting content. There's really no downside to it, unless they start charging. But even then, if they start charging and we're still talking about microtransactions, like this mod's $2 or $3 or whatever, I could live with that, right? I don't want to live with that, but I could live with that. And so it's just going to be interesting. And also, like I said, it's setting a new bar. And if the rest of the developers who work with in this genre step up to that plate, that's also nothing but goodness for the rest of us. Anyway, that's pretty much it for tonight. I don't think anybody else is on right now except me. So if you're watching video on demand after the fact, and you're still watching at this point, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it, checking in on me. It's surely appreciated. And leave a comment. Tell me you saw it. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you really hate this. You really like it. If you got ideas for making things better. Are you interested in the idea of me doing Icarus? Are you interested in me doing other games? Like maybe I could do Nightingale. Maybe I could do Enshrouded. Maybe, whatever. Like I said, I play a lot of different games. I have stuff started or semi-started. Or even we can start a new one. And if you've got games you want to suggest that I look at, we can do that too. I have no problem with that. Chances are pretty good that if it's within this genre, it's already in my Steam library, sitting in the backlog someplace. So, yeah. Otherwise, Steam has decent sales. We can grab it then. Other than that, I hope you found this interesting. I had a good time. I feel groovy, relaxed, which means it's time to go to bed. I got to get up early tomorrow and do some stuff for the kids. One has a big robotics event tomorrow. So, with all that said, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. Good night. Cheers.